Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, we are honored to welcome a public servant whose career reflects the standards this academy seeks to uphold. Competence grounded in evidence, leadership exercised with discipline, and an enduring, deep commitment to the public good. Our guest of honor and commencement speaker serves at the center of government where coherence across policy, execution, and accountability determines whether reform translates into results. As Executive Secretary of the Republic, he brings to this role a breadth of experience shaped by economic rigor, legislative leadership, and public service tested in moments of national challenge. Immediately prior to his current appointment, he served as Secretary of Finance, where fiscal discipline and reform coherence raised the revenue effort to a 27-year high, achieved without new taxes, and helped secure the country's fiscal first credit rating upgrade under the current administration. Across more than 3 decades in public service, spanning legislative leadership and economic governance, he helped advance reforms in taxation, social protection, health, and fiscal sustainability, all aimed at strengthening competitiveness while protecting the most vulnerable. He has also been called to serve in moments of disruption, from the global financial crisis, when he led the formulation of the Economic Resiliency Plan as Socio-Economic Planning Secretary, to the pandemic, when he helped shape legislative and recovery measures that protected lives and livelihoods. Taken together, his career is a reminder to our graduates that public service is a long-term endeavor, requiring discipline, judgment, and a steady focus on results. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present our guest of honor and commencement speaker, the Executive Secretary of the Republic of the Philippines, the Honorable Ralph G. Recto.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you for that very kind introduction to our economic guru, Honorable Arsenio Balisacan, Secretary of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, and Chairperson of DAP Board of Trustees, Dr. Eucadios S. Sebastian, DAP Acting President and CEO, Honorable Secretary Rolando Toledo, Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management, members of the DAP Board of Trustees, Honorable Urduja Alvarado, Chair, Career Executive Service Board, former DAP President Dr. Mahalea Ravago, Tony Calao, Eduardo Gonzalez, distinguished guests from the Diplomatic Corps, Head of Agencies, House of Representatives, Academic Council members and alumni officers, esteemed candidates for graduation, along with your family members, friends, and mentors who have traveled to Metro Manila for this occasion, other honored guests, magandang umaga o hapon po sa inyong lahat. Let me open with 2 facts and 1 old idea. The kind of idea that may have started over coffee, but ended up shaping institutions. Fact number 1, You finished a master's degree while continuing to serve. In this bureaucracy that's called surviving a calendar full of deadlines and deliverables, while attending classes and battling paperwork. Fact number 2, DAP is not just a campus you visited for a program. It is an institution the country keeps banking on for better public service. At kabilang na kayo sa mga inaasahan ng bansang ito. Now, for the old idea that what if that gave birth to this institution. When two good men, the Education Secretary, Onofre D. Corpus, and then Development Bank of the Philippines Chairman Leonidas S. Virata thought, if the military had the Philippine Military Academy, its foundry for officers, its forge for defenders of the Republic, what if we have an academy too for civilian bureaucracy, which wages a daily campaign for progress? Early in time, our leaders have long realized that governance is also a battlefield. The enemies just don't wear uniforms. They come dressed as red tape, incompetence, corruption, and indifference. And that was the original idea behind DAP. There was a lot of thinking and talk about development, about the need for a generation of leaders with new perspectives and the need for new technologies to support development programs. Hindi pwedeng luma ang pananaw habang bago ang problema. So we built an institution that could grow what the government needs most. Not just more people, but better people. In short, DAP exists because the times demand it. And today, the times are demanding and confusing. We live in an era where virality is treated like a virtue, where populism is mistaken for policy, where what spreads fastest is assumed to be what is right. And that, my friends, is a dangerous upgrade to our national operating system. Because governance cannot be reduced to a meme. Public service cannot be compressed into a headline. And nation building cannot be done in 30 seconds. You are graduating into a public sector that is expected to be faster, smarter, and more responsive. But let's be honest, the public sector is also expected to perform. Minsan, parang talent show. When the camera is on, everybody wants instant results. When the camera is off, that is where the real work begins. So allow me to tell you what you actually earned today. Not just a master's degree, you earn mastery of the unglamorous, the kind of work that does not go viral because it prevents disaster quietly. Graduates, you are not here to be popular. You are here to be purposeful. And yes, there will be days, many, many days, I'm telling you, when being purposeful will make you very unpopular. Sometimes it might earn you cases in the Supreme Court. So I want your degree to give you something the times are trying to take away. The courage to keep doing what is right, even when it is not liked, not shared, and not applauded. The courage to stand by evidence when noise is louder. The courage to stand by fairness when favor is easier. Because the temptation today is to trade what is right for what is popular. But let me remind you, unpopular is not the same as unjust. At ang tama, hindi nangangailangan ng clapping track. Now let me talk about DAP's mission, because it is not merely where learners drink from the fountain of knowledge or soak themselves in new ideas. DAP is this huge depository where students withdraw from bank knowledge and at the same time make a huge intellectual deposit from best practices in the field. This is the bureaucracy's war college, whose enrollees bring hard-to-ignore insights from the trenches. And what a huge accumulation of ideas it has been. As DAP has trained close to 56,000 students from 2015 to 2025. Even when COVID locked down the world, DAP refused to shut down, graduating 10,000 trainees in 2020 and 2021. DAP's mission is therefore not theory for the classroom. This is governance for real life, because at the end of every policy, every program, there is one test. Nakakagaan ba to ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino? In other words, DAP trains public servants who can answer today's demands with governance that is efficient, with governance that can better the lives of our people. Every form you remove is time returned to a family. Every process you streamline is dignity restored to a citizen. Every program you design properly is a burden lifted from the shoulders of the people. This is why what you do matters. And that is why I will give you the simplest compass I know in public service. Side with the people, because it is never the wrong side. And to be clear, siding with the people does not mean pandering. It does not mean promising what you cannot fund, nor giving them illusions. It means giving them what they have always asked for: a government that works for them, a government that is fair, a government that is honest enough to say no when needed, and brave enough to say yes when it matters. So as you leave this hall and return to your agencies, your offices, your regions, your missions, bring with you habits of a true public servant. Do not chase applause, rather chase outcomes. Because a career in public service is not measured by likes, it is measured by Filipino lives improved, by systems fixed, by trust rebuilt, by dignity protected. And when history looks back, may it say this about you: that you choose to lead when it was easier to follow, that you choose what was right when what was popular was easier, that you choose the people and not the praise. Congratulations, graduates. Hindi lamang kayo graduates ng isang programa, you are stewards of the public good. So serve well, lead wisely, and always, always side with the Filipino people. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.